Welcome to Talkin Ship. I am your host, Gina. I thank you for coming today because I have a wonderful guest that is joining us. I have Lauren Gordon. And Lauren, she happens to be Philadelphia's 76ers Fan of the Year. How are you doing, Lauren?
I am, first of all, I'm so glad to be here,
yes,
Gina.
I'm so glad you came.
Me.
Thank you.
I am doing well.
That is so great. So listen, I looked you up and I found out that you really went through the whole, contest to be the Philadelphia 76ers Fan of the Year. So just walk us through on how all this went down.
Well, from the beginning, I've been a 76ers fan since I was 12 years old.
Okay.
Back in 1982.
All right.
The team went on to win the championship. Mm-hmm. And that's where the excitement grew with following the team and following the players. Yeah. And just over the years, I would always, just follow the team. Mm-hmm. And my daughter actually danced for the junior dance team, and it kind of got me back involved with being back in the arena for more games. And then, I had a lot of memorabilia from over the years from being a fan. And there was a contest. I was on social media and I saw this contest where, do you think you're the biggest sports fan? Mm-hmm. And I knew I loved the Sixers. I knew a lot of stats. I knew a lot of information. I had a lot of interaction with the team. Mm-hmm. So I just applied and my daughter put together a video of me getting ready for the game.
Stop.
And I submitted the video along with the application. And it turned out I was a top 5 finalist, up against a Dallas Cowboys fan, Houston Astros, I know, Minnesota Vikings, Yeah, and I think Houston Astros. It was I was the top 5.
Oh, come on!
And next thing I know, I was selected through the votes.
Philly is the
top. Phillies came through for me, and I ended up being the winner, the 2019 Fan-Sided Fan of the Year.
That's right, because we are #1 fans, Philadelphia.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So let's go back.
Sports town,
let's go back to the 80s.
Yes.
You have been a fan since then.
Yes.
How did you get started? You had family members, a father, anybody?
Yeah,
I'm not
my
saying just
dad.
Your mom or anybody.
My dad, took me to my first Sixers game. And even though you're watching it on TV, I was watching Dr. J and Moses, Bobby Jones and Mo Cheeks and Andrew Toney, I could just go on. But it's nothing like being in the arena.
Right.
So when my dad took me, to a home game at the Spectrum, it was just something I've never experienced as as a young soon to be teenager.
Right.
And I was hooked. So as many opportunities as I had to go to a game, I would try to go, but I would always follow them.
Stop. So listen, so basically you're junior high around this time as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So what did your friends say at that time? You know what I mean? You coming in with all the memorabilia.
Yeah.
You got all this, I'm about to say Eagles, go Eagles, but the Sixers stuff, the gear on. What are your friends saying about this?
Well, I didn't start really wearing Sixers gear until maybe high school, around the Charles Barkley era. And
that's right.
Yeah, but up until that point, I probably had a T-shirt or something that I would wear. But it was in high school when I was I had the starter jacket. I would wear the shirt. I was going to the the Sixers camps, and they was giving me T-shirts. So I would just try to rep my team. But my friends, they knew that even though I was a girl. I like playing basketball, and I would follow the team. I would talk about the game the next day. I would be on the bus and, go toe-to-toe. It was the Celtics fan that was on the bus. He would always talk about the Celtics, and I would come at him with stats about the Sixers and things like that. So my friends, they knew I loved the Sixers, but not to the extent where I am now.
Right. So were you a basketball player? Did you play basketball?
I play
on a team.
Listen.
I played a team in a league or anything.
I played in high school, but Gina, girl, I'm keeping it real. I was not that good.
You wasn't good.
You were not good. I'm not going to even front. If somebody will call me out and be like, Lauren, you're good.
You can tell.
I was not that good.
No.
But I enjoy the sport. I think I would be a better coach,
a coach,
because I understand the concept, and I'm a good shooter. I can shoot and everything. I get the concept. But I'll be honest, compared to what I was up against, I was not that good.
That wasn't you. That wasn't you. Okay,
No.
so you basically stayed in your lane.
I stayed in my lane. Yes.
I understand that. So let's go back. Right. So you're in the 80s, growing up as a Sixers fan.
Yes.
Okay. And then you decide to enter into this contest. How long was the contest? Like, how long did it take for the whole process to go through?
It was actually the summer of 2019. And I remember I was just scrolling through, I follow everything Sixers.
Yeah.
Everything's NBA. And I just saw Fansided had posted on one of the Sixers pages, you know, do you think you're a sports fan? And I saw it was like a national contest. It wasn't just specific to basketball or the NBA or, you know, Philadelphia and the Sixers. And I'm one of these people, I just put myself out there. I take risks and I don't take myself too serious. So I was thinking, well, you know what? I know a lot about the Sixers. I think, you know, I'm a pretty good Sixers fan. People would tell me all the time, you're the biggest Sixers fan that I've ever met.
Really?
They say that all the time. Like, I've never known somebody that eat, breathe, sleep, just talk Sixers all the time.
Right.
So I saw the application and I'm going through the question. I'm like, oh, I know the answers to this. And I'm just giving them my profile. And like I said, the video that my daughter put together, I think helped. And I reached out to my my Sixers rep, Alex Defa. I have to give her a lot of props because once I shared with her that I entered this contest and I was a top 5 finalist, then she let the organization know. And they kind of helped me out with putting it out there.
Awesome. So you get to interact with the team then, the team members?
Yes. So as a season ticket holder, I'm
now, is that part of the perks that you get being a fan? Being a fan of the year? Like, is that an incentive?
Well, I was a season ticket holder prior to being fan of the year, but they kind of go hand in hand. So, but I would say as a season ticket holder, it allows me to, you know, I arrive at the arena early for the shoot around, and that's when I see the players coming in and out the tunnel. So I'll take the selfie with them, I'll get their autographs, and you know, by being the fan of the year, I was one of the awards was a gift card, a StubHub gift card. So I used the gift card to, you know, purchase tickets for road games. So I go to road games, I get really good seats, and I'm like sitting near the bench, and so I get a lot of, you know, perks from being fan of the year, but also just interaction with private events, being a, you know, a season ticket holder.
Wow. Okay, so you mentioned that your daughter actually danced. Yes. So she was on the dance team.
Yes, they had a junior dance team.
Okay.
And you know, little, like they would have the professional dancers out there, and then they had the little junior team with the little kids, and it was so cute.
So she had an audition for that too?
She had an audition for that, and she made the team, and like I said, I was following, like once I had kids and, you know, I was married, I had a family, so I wasn't going to a lot of the games, or I wasn't a season ticket holder, but I would still go to, like, you know, maybe 10 games a season or what have you. But once she was on the team, that motivated us to go to the games even more.
Right.
And
so you was basically just molding her. You was molding her to be a fan of the year.
Yes, I think that's what it is, because her father was a you know, a Sixers fan. We talked Sixers all the time. So my kids growing up, they really had no choice but to be a Sixers fan. And any way they could get into that.
So they was born right into it.
They were born right into it, exactly.
So did you ever have like any, not saying altercations, but some heavy, strong like disputes about the players on the team? Like who's better, who isn't better, who's good, you know, what they should have done? And, I mean, do you give your opinions on how they should play and things like that?
I'm very opinionated when, you know, when it comes to the team, and you know, I always feel like we should win every game.
Of course.
But I understand they're human. We're not going to win every game. And I look at the players as like family. Yeah. So I root for them. I want them to do well. And when they don't, you know, I'm there to be like, oh, well, you know, next time we'll get them or whatever. But you know, for the most part, I think that, you know, my family looks at the Sixers as like an extension of us, because they fit so much into our lifestyle.
So who is your favorite Sixer? You can tell me.
Okay.
You ain't got to tell them. But you can tell me. Who is your favorite player?
Okay, so I'm going to say without a doubt, I don't even have to think about this. my all-time favorite NBA player is Allen Iverson.
That's what I'm talking about. So go ahead.
I love AI.
So do I. So go ahead.
love, and it's a shame he couldn't win a championship, but I love what he brought to the city. I love his passion. I love what he stood for.
Yeah.
He didn't have to change himself. He came into the league being who he was.
Right.
So I just love everything that AI represents. But I would say currently, of course, Joel Embiid is our MVP.
Yeah.
And I love JoJo, but I would have to say my favorite is Tyrese Maxey.
Really?
I love him. He's my kid's age.
Okay.
So he reminds me of like my son. So I look at him as if he was like my son. But I just love the innocence and the passion that he has. When he plays, you could tell he loves the game. And he's out there, he's having fun out there. He doesn't seem to be like rocked, with the pressure or the stress of the game. He just goes out there and he plays. And he's a people person and he's approachable. And I think we're so lucky to have Tyrese Maxey. I love him.
Yeah, wow.
And Joel Embiid.
So have you had a chance to actually talk? I mean, I know you say you take pictures, but actually get to talk to any of them, like one-on-one? Have you had the opportunity to do that with any of them?
Yes. Okay, so
like
AI,
any of them in your Rolodex, like in your phone, like you could pull up your phone and be like, yo,
no, I can't call
because I'm about to give me his number. Give me. Okay.
But I do have a contact that's a contact away from AI.
Okay.
So I'll put that out there. However, so I've talked with AI a lot, and I've talked to Tyrese Maxey, and I got photos with him, and a lot of the players, like I said, at the private events, I have that fan interaction where I'm able to talk with them. But I would say the most is probably with AI and probably just seeing Tyrese Maxey on many occasions.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. Make sure you do not go anywhere because we got more with Lauren Gordon, Philadelphia 76ers Fan of the Year.
Our new home. Lots of windows, great light.
But the birds. They're back.
Yes, I hear them.
Uh-oh. Why are these birds so angry?
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot.
I'm going.
Hurry!
I know.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.